So the first thing we're able to do is you need to find areas of things, different shapes, normal kind of basic shapes, more complicated shapes, but we're able to find the area of different shapes. You are given these three formulas right here: triangle, parallelogram, and circle. All right, those are the three formulas that you get. Any other formula that you want to use, you have to memorize. Okay. The most important thing is to remember that rectangles and squares are both parallelograms, so they use the same formula. So that formula works for rectangle and square also. Okay, so sometimes people go, well, why don't I get the formula for rectangle? You do. You just have to remember that it's a square. Okay? A couple other things. Remember that for a circle, all right, we're going to use second up arrow to get the pi, second caret technically. All right, so to get the pi symbol, I hit second and caret, and that'll give me a pi. We want to make sure that we know where that is for when we're doing anything involving a circle. Remember that all dimensions have to be in the same units. This is super important. That's why if you went through that initial 6.0 thing that's not required, it kind of helps you practice that like as you go through. Okay, and then the big thing that we got to kind of talk about is that if it asks for an area in terms of pi, which it's going to do, or a volume in terms of pi, that means that we have to make sure that we are not putting the pi into the calculator. So you're going to see some questions down here where it talks about that as you go through. All right. A couple other things that I don't have here that we want to make sure that we do is we already talked about the perimeter of a shape is to add up all the sides. I'm going to spread that down here. Is add all the sides. So if it asks us something about perimeter, we should be able to figure that out. It's very rare that it does. The perimeter of a circle, though, is called the circumference. And very rarely it'll ask us something about the circumference of a circle. We do get that formula, and it's 2 pi r or pi times the diameter. Those are the same formula because 2 radiuses is 1 diameter. So we need to be able to play around with that when we're doing the perimeter, or finding the distance around the outside if we're putting a fence around something or some kind of question like that. So make sure when you go through these, you look at those perimeter and circumference questions and you do answer them to make sure that you understand, because even though they don't happen often, they can pop into something in the middle, and you have to really think about, okay, how do I do this question, and make sure that you work your way through it slowly.